Well, hello and welcome back, everyone. Scootsy16 here with another episode of the Chem Lock League, and we are at game 16. Favorites sitting in a really good spot at 10-5, a really tough loss to the Skimmers in that last game, but we're ready to bounce back, and we're ready to I think we're going to be able to lock up this division and hopefully the number one seed if we can get a win here with Jess Trujillo on the mound. Yes, you heard that right. Jess Trujillo is back with us, and she is going to be getting the start here to end the season. The Skullz, they're going to have Dominic Ramos on the mound. It doesn't look like an intimidating matchup, but as we've seen time and time again, so for some reason, our offense struggles against weaker pitching. So we'll see if we can break through. We'll see if we can get some momentum heading into the playoffs. It's all but locked up that we are in the playoffs, but we want more. We want that first seed. We want to be able to give ourselves as much momentum as possible heading into the playoffs, which would be the first time that we would taste the playoffs. And I believe, you know what? We're actually going to go check this out really quick. So no trying to check at other stuff here, but going to go peek over at the summary of the, I believe this is the first time in franchise history that the favorites, nope, they made it in year one, but they got knocked out in the first round against the Protectors. In year two, so they've made the playoffs before, knocked out by the Dive Bombers in the first round. So they have two career playoff wins, but both seasons getting knocked out in the first round. They don't make it in season 3, and then in season 4, or since we've taken over the team, we have not seen them even taste the playoffs. We're sitting at 22-25 with a win-loss record over the full 3 seasons so far. It has not looked good for us, but finally, we have a team that's put it all together. We're in a good position here to make the playoffs and hopefully get through that first round and maybe even further. So time to get into this ball game. I already set the lineup. We'll talk about it as we go. Unfortunately, Sullivan Reddier, despite being injured, despite sitting out a game, is still tense. And you know what I was also thinking about? I considered this, but didn't really look into it. Could you imagine if we went to Asher Garcia for this last start? He's pretty much locked up the Cy Young and the MVP. It would be crazy to get him in for one more start, but I don't want things to go bad. I kind of just want to let him stay on the bench for this one. So I did think about it for a second, like really reinforce. I think if he maybe had lost the top seed or the top spot in the top 10, then I may have considered bringing him back out there just to try and push for it. But we'll give Jess Trujillo the start. We have our regular away uniforms as we head to Stade Royale night game to finish the season. I'm excited for this one. Skullz sitting at 6-9, not their best year, but we'll see if they have what it takes to knock us off. They almost won in the last game they played against us, but we were able to fight back and win it, I believe. And now we will see them at home. For the second time this season, we're facing off against the Skullz, a conference, but not a division rival. I think that's the first time I've seen that. And Tiger Gray will come up, leadoff man, 0 for 3 in the last game, batting .429 on the year. First pitch swinging, he pulls it down the right field line. This one's tailing away from the third baseman, or from the second baseman, from the right fielder. Holy moly. But it bounces right back to him, and it's only going to be a single from Tiger Gray, but a leadoff single. And we have a runner in on base for Fernanda Branch, who's been amazing for us this year, batting .476 with 2 home runs, 8 RBIs. Responsible for one of those 2 runs we scored in the last game. She lofts this one into center field. It's going to fall into the glove of Dainty Waller. Charging in, he makes the play, and Fernanda's not able to get the runner even to advance. Now here's the at-bats that we were going to be monitoring very closely in this game. Odin Thomas with a chance to become an MVP, offensive MVP. He's locked in, batting .404 with 6 home runs and 16 RBIs. Ramos trying to be careful here. 2 pitches out of the zone. Takes a strike right in the top of the zone, and so a 2-1 count. And he hits one into right center field. This one's going to get past the right fielder, and that one's going to get down. Odin Thomas will come up at second base, and it's going to be a double for him in his first at-bat of the game. It's now runners on second and third with 1 out. And Tiger Gray got held at first base. RJ Solomon with the infield driven in, and he'll come through. Or the infield pulled in, and he'll drive one into right field for a single, an RBI single, scoring Tiger Gray. Odin Thomas advances to third. We have runners on the corners with only one out. Jack Mars, who went 0 for 3 in the last game, comes up to the plate. He was chasing a lot of the stuff at the bottom of the zone. I hope he's made an adjustment since that last game. That one's high. 2-0 count for Jack. Ball low. 3-0. We'll see if he gets a green light here. Right down the middle, he takes. Get me over strike for Ramos. 3-1 count. He takes strike 2, and it's full with one out. He chases out of the zone. He can't help himself. Jack Mars has had a bit of a skid here in the back half of this season. I hope he can right the ship before we get into the playoffs. Aaliyah Sesame will come up, batting .333 with 3 home runs and 7 RBIs. First pitch Slayer is popped up and foul. 0-1, takes the ball inside. Ramos trying to get out of this inning as unscathed as possible. A grounder to third will do it. First baseman Sky Wall playing third today will get the play over to first base to end the inning. 1 run scores on a base hit from RJ Solomon. An MVP watch from Odin Thomas. He gets a double. So we'll continue to monitor that as we go. I think another home run would be really nice. Kind of separate himself from everyone else. A huge hop off the mound from the batter there. I didn't even catch who that was. And it goes right to Jack Mars, who makes the play at first for out number 1. Liam Shaw comes in, the veteran locked in. Tier 2 first pitch Slayer, he takes for a strike. Jess Trujillo was released at the end of the offseason in this past offseason, but has been brought in as a little bit of a mercenary for us at the end of the season. 1-2 count. Getting her first start for us this year. She is a workhorse at Tier 1, and she'll get a liner to second baseman. Jack Mars busy already. 2 outs for him. Aiden Heaves comes up batting .220. Is tense with no home runs and 2 RBIs. His Tier 2 slowpoke off the plate, or out of the box. Swings through strike 1. It's a 1-1 count. Ball low and away. Just had a .450 ERA coming into this one with only 2 strikeouts. And she's going to walk the number 3 hitter, Heaves, who is tense, will reach first base. And now Sky Wall comes up batting .447 with 2 home runs and 4 RBIs. First baseman playing third base today. She checks her swing on a strike. Great speed over at first as Heaves gets his mojo back. A ball inside. This one off the weird end of the bat, and Aaliyah Sesame will range over into foul territory to catch that. Ends the inning, so allowing a walk, but pretty much a clean inning for Jess Trujillo in the first. Hoping that continues. After using both Cairo Cohen in that last game and then going to Avery Connor, both of our long relievers are going to be tired here today. So we're hoping Jess can use that workhorse trait as, Jonah chases out of the zone 0-2. And he'll get this one into left field, but no, cut off by Nick Douglas. Great play from him, but he's not able to get up in time. And Jonah, with that sprinter trait, able to get himself over to first base, an infield single to lead off the top of the second. Now Muhammad McCormick comes up. He hits an inside pitch to left field or left center field. Dainty Waller drawn way in, but he almost got beat on that one. Good hustle from him. He catches it on the run and almost getting himself a couple of extra bases. Muhammad McCormick will fly out for out number 1, and now Nick Wilkerson comes up. Average up to .282 on the season after a really slow start. He did strike out to end the last game, but he was 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored. 2-1 count here for Nick. And he'll tag one left center field. This one's going to roll to the wall. It hits the wall hard. Dainty Waller comes up, and that will keep Jonah Gonzalez from trying to score. And that is a huge double from Nick Wilkerson. And boy, did he get some power on that one. Really barreling up the ball. And we have runners on second and third with only 1 out for Tiger Gray, who already has a single today. He swings at the first pitch. That one gets up the middle. 1 run comes around to score. Nick Wilkerson comes around, and he's going to slide in safely just ahead of the tag. Actually, Macy Wilkerson misplays the ball, and Tiger Gray with an RBI, a 2-run single for him, will extend the lead for the favorites. Now 3-0 here in the top of the second. Fernanda Branch comes up 0 for 1. Ramos tense, and a grounder to Wall. And that's going to be a double play from Fernanda Branch, uncharacteristic from her, as she has been one of our most reliable hitters, and that'll end the inning. But Tiger Gray comes through. After going 0 for 3 in that last game, he comes back with a vengeance. He's 2 for 2 today. He's scored a run, and he has 2 RBIs. Really great line for him already here in the second. Tucker Long comes up, former favorite, with Tier 2 fastball hitter. He's been a starter here for the Skullz, and this one hits a hard left field, and Jonah Gonzalez will track that down at the warning track. Number 6 hitter, our right fielder, Henry Fernandez, is tense with Tier 2 off-speed hitter. Batting .207 on the year, no home runs, 1 RBI. Jess Trujillo throwing her 20th pitch, and this one's lofted into left field. Got the off-speed pitch he wanted, but got underneath it, and can of corn for Jonah Gonzalez, out number 2. Another former outlaw in Nick Douglas comes up batting .095 with no home runs and no RBIs. He was a backup for most of his time with the Outlaws, but has found himself as a regular starter for the Skullz. He's actually found some success in previous years, but this one has been a struggle for him. 1 and 2, and he'll strike out swinging. So Jess Trujillo through 2 innings. 1 walk is all she's allowed so far, and we head to the top of the third. MVP watch pops up again here. You can see even the fans are excited to see what he's going to do here in this at-bat. He's 1 for 1 with a double already. Still locked in against Ramos. First pitch, ball inside. That's a curveball that drops into the bottom of the zone for a strike. He chases inside. That's fouled off 1-2. And Odin will hit one hard to center field. It gets down in front of Dainty Waller. A single for him, and he's 2 for 2 today with a double and a single. RJ came up big with an RBI single in the first inning. We'll see what he does here. 1 for 1 with a single and an RBI. He's locked in, batting .448 on the year with 2 home runs and 5 RBIs. A big home run to tie the ball game against the Skimmers in that last one. But unfortunately, we lost that one to a late home run to Braden Sorelli. He gets underneath this one. It's going to be shallow and playable for Dainty Waller. He'll catch that one, out number 1. Odin retreats back to first. Jack Mars will come up. He has been very rough to watch in recent games. Averaged down to 370, which is still pretty good, but it just shows how hot his start was this season. Takes the ball inside. Fastball right down the middle, and he destroys that one. The deepest part of the park, and Jack Mars is out of this world. That one goes .458. And that's a 2-run shot for him, his 3rd home run of the year, and his 8th RBI. And that might be the hot streak he needs heading into the playoffs. Woo! That one was fun. And we take a 5-0 lead here in the top of the third. Aaliyah Sesame will take way outside. Ramos is still tense, and it will give up another base hit, so a 1-out single from Aaliyah Sesame. And we have the inning continues for Jonah Gonzalez, 1 for 1 with a single. Batting .240 on the year with 1 solo home run, and Chris Blopside will come in to replace Ramos. Chris with Tier 1 reverse splits, not only activated against lefties. And Jonah, first pitch swinging, pulls it into left field. That's going to get through, and runners on first and second. Runner on second is the responsibility of Ramos. Runner on first is for Chris Blopside. And McCormick comes up 0 for 1. He got an inside pitch and drove it to left center field, but it hung up for Dainty Waller. Chases outside here, strike 1. Chris with the Tier 2 elite curveball, former favorite and outlaw, with a .415 ERA, a 183 whip. He gets a strikeout there. And it'll bring us to Nick Wilkerson. Nick being affected by that Tier 1 reverse splits. 1 for 1 with a double today, batting .300 with 1 home run and 4 RBIs now. First pitch swinging, pops it foul. Little hack activates. Nick versus Crisp. Fouls that one off, and it's 0-2. And he swings through strike 3 with that over 100 contact, and he still strikes out way more than he should. But 2-run homer from Jack Mars puts us up 5 runs to nothing on 10 hits here through 3 innings. We get to the bottom of the third. It'll be Macy Winkelson, who had a great game against us in the last time we faced the Skullz, batting .313 on the year, 1 home run, 5 RBIs. I think 1 home run and 3 RBIs were against us when we were home against her. She pops that one foul, 2-2 count. And the catcher checks her swing and holds it full, and she pulled one the foul. Taken strike 3 on the corner. Jess Trujillo pinpoints the accuracy there. She gets a strikeout, and we turn to Dainty Waller, the number 9 hitter, batting .214 with 1 home run and 3 RBIs. Great power, low contact, takes a strike. Just ball high. She's locked in now. That one's going to be popped up shallow right center. It's going to be easily playable just behind second base for Jack Mars, out number 2. Floggin's the leadoff hitter. 0 for 1 today, batting .250 on the year. No home runs, 3 RBIs. His Tier 1 stealer, Tier 2 tough out. We'll take that curveball for strike 1. Fastball, strike 2 at the bottom of the zone. 0-2 count, tough out activates. Floggins will pull one foul. Actually fouls right back to the netting, and that one she swings, chases way inside for strike 3. Jess Trujillo through 3 innings now, and she has looked great. Floggins loses her mojo as well, and now Tiger Gray will come up 2 for 2 with 2 singles and a run scored. Reverse splits activated against him. Also, easy target helping out Crisp with his already elite accuracy. We'll get Tiger to pop up to left field. Calling that will be Liam Shaw catching it for out number 1.
Number 31,
Fernanda Branch tense after grounding into a double play and going 0 for 2 today. Crisp Lopside saying hello to a longtime former teammate on both the Outlaws and the Favorites. She falls behind 0-2 and swinging and fouling that one off, staying alive. Fernanda's been having a great year. Would love to see her get at least 1 hit here. Instead, she'll strike out, and he waves goodbye to his teammate. No love lost there between those two. And that's going to be out number 2 for Odin Thomas. Locked in. Bad ball hitter, reverse splits. 2 for 2 today. And he'll get another base hit up the middle. He's 3 for 3. Another single for him. And he is putting himself in a very good position to get that offensive MVP to end the season. We don't know until all the games are played this season, but he's in a really good spot. 2 outs, runner on first for RJ Solomon, who's still locked in. He popped up in his last at-bat. Batting .433 now. Takes the ball inside. It's a 1-1 count. RJ gets one he likes, pushes to right field. This one's got a chance, and that's going to get out in the short porch in right field over Henry Fernandez, and RJ Solomon gets his second home run in 2 games now, his 3rd home run of the year, 7th RBI, .359. So he definitely took use of that short porch in right field. And now Jack Mars will come up 1 for 2 with a 2-run homer in the last inning. He'll take a strike here. Former teammates looking at each other again. Little hack activates. Hacks at 1, and it pops it foul out of play. 0-2. Jack will pop up. That one's going to get out as well. And hard hit ball. Oh, Tucker Long. What a play from him. That should not have gotten into his glove. But okay, inning ends. We get a 2-run homer from RJ Solomon to continue to add on. It's now 7-0, bottom of 4. Liam Shaw comes up against Jess Trujillo. First pitch swinging, but right to Odin Thomas in right field. Shaw locked in, but got unlucky there. Aiden Heaves will come up to the plate, neutral after walking in his last at-bat. First pitch swinging, pushes that one foul out of play. Low and away, that's ball. Oh, man, Aiden heaves one into the left field bleachers there. It bounces back out onto the field. And a big home run finally breaks the the no-hitter for Jess Trujillo. His first home run and 3rd RBI. And now it goes to Skywall, a home run there. It's 7-1 now in the bottom of the 4th here with 1 out. And Skywall will hit one up the middle, and Fernanda Branch being tense. I think she's losing a little bit of confidence there, and she's going to let that one get past her. It goes up the middle, and Skywall will get a mojo boost. Tucker Long will come up, average at 200 on the year. No home runs, no RBIs. With a mojo boost, Skywall at about average speed. Infield is double play depth with 1 out. And a liner just past Jack Mars into right field. Odin Thomas comes up throwing really quick. And that's going to push runners to first and second now with 1 out. And we've seen this time and time again from Jess Trujillo, where she gets some really great innings and then she falls out of it. She does have Tier 2 Rally Stopper activated for the first time today. This one gets popped up into foul territory. Ranging over is both Aaliyah and McCormick, and Aaliyah takes charge. She calls that one off, and that's going to be an out number 2. Nick Douglas is tense, 0 for 1. He struck out in his last at-bat. And now Jess with a chance to get out of this one, approaching the 50 pitch mark. But again, she's a workhorse, so that only puts her at half stamina. Quick 0-2 count here for Nick Douglas. And he'll dribble down the first baseline. It's going to be McCormick catching that fair territory. And he's going to toss the first with his great arm to end the inning. So she does give up a home run and 2 singles, but manages to get out of it, stopping the rally. And that's going to be a big inning for the favorites, as they were able to avoid things getting worse. Now closer Destiny Boone comes into the top of the 5th to replace Chris Flopside. First pitch swinging, that's going to be a strike for Aaliyah, who has A6 Terminator activated. Boone, I think she's an S-tier closer, has 5 pitches, which is nuts. K Collector activates at Tier 2, 2-2 count, and Aaliyah will strike out, chasing that high fastball, rising fastball at the top of the zone. Jonah Gonzalez comes up, and Destiny just putting the gas in there. 94 miles an hour on the fastball. Chases out of the zone on the cut fastball. K Collector activates, Little Hack activated. And a base hit. Nope, Aiden Heaves with the diving play. Gets up, tosses the first. Quick out number 2. You have to be fast on the sprinter out of the box from Jonah Gonzalez, especially after his speed boost that he got recently. And now Muhammad McCormick will come up, batting 231 with 2 outs. And Destiny Boone will serve up one down the left field line. This one's tailing just foul, and Muhammad McCormick, almost with his first home run of the year, maybe of his career, got an inside pitch he likes. K Collector activates on the 0-2, and McCormick will push one to second base. Heaves with a much easier play will be out number 3. And that'll be a quick inning as the elite closer shuts down the favorite offense, but we're still up 7-1. We head to the bottom of the 5th. And Jess Trujillo threw 4 innings. As this one hits hard to right at center field. Tracking it down and diving is Nick Wilkerson. He misses that one. It gets all the way to the wall. Heading around second and heading to third is Winkleson. I believe that was Winkleson. Man, she is a favorite killer. She'll be on third to lead off this bottom of the 5th inning. And Dainty Waller will come up 0 for 1. And field at normal depth here as we're still up 7-1. And Jess Trujillo, neutral mojo. She's starting to show signs of her tiredness. She'll get one to foul there, and it's a 1-2 count. Dribbler foul again. That one's chased outside. Dainty Waller strikes out number 1 for the Skullz. Tense Esme Floggins is 0 for 2. She struck out in her last at-bat. That's going to be a first pitch strike. Dribbler foul. She's down 0-2. Tough out activates. Jess trying to get out of this one. 60th pitch. Just misses the inside. It's called ball 1. Ball 2 just misses. So Jess not getting any favors here. And a ball right down the middle. Esme Floggins down the left field line. Up against the wall is Jonah Gonzalez. He catches that one. And runner will tag from third and head home. That'll score the run. Esme Floggins with a sacrifice fly. Makes it 7-2. And Liam Shaw will come up, still locked in. Tier 2 first pitch Slayer. Taken for strike 1. That one's going to be pulled foul, and he falls down 0-2. And Liam will push one foul the other way. Still 0-2 with 2 outs and a grounder to short. And Fernanda Branch, man, she is having a tough day. She dives for that one. It's not her primary position. And she's not able to make the play. About a 23% chance for her to misplay that one. It allows the runner to reach first. I don't think that will be considered an error, because it's a very tough play. And now Aiden Heaves will come up, who already tagged Jess for a home run. This time a grounder to third, and Aaliyah will backhand toss to first. Ends the inning, but a run scores on a Macy Winkelson triple and a sac fly from Esme Floggins. But we're still up 7-2. We head to the top of the sixth, and Nick Wilkerson, who's 1 for 2 with a double, will come up facing off against Destiny Boone. First pitch strike, Little Hack activates. He struck out in his last at-bat against Chris Blopside. He falls behind 0-2. K Collector activates. And just low for ball. 1-2. Strike 3 called on the corner, and Nick Wilkerson loses his mojo. He has been in and out of tense mojo for most of this season. Luckily, it resets for the playoffs, but still frustrating to watch him. Whenever we get excited about something he does, it just feels like he backtracks immediately. 1 step forward for 2 steps back for Nick Wilkerson all season. Tiger comes up. He's 2 for 3, 2-1 count. He pulls that one foul. Destiny approaching 20 pitches. She's going to get gassed really quickly if this inning continues much longer, as she paints the corner there for strike 3 called. And now Fernanda Branch, who would have rather not had to get another at-bat here, especially against Boone. She comes up tense. Tier 2 contact versus righties. 0 for 3 today. She swings through strike 1 out of the zone. Ball high. Boone locked in, but very tired now. 2-1 count. Takes a strike. It's 2-2. K Collector activates, but it doesn't do much for her attributes. And there she goes. Fernanda Branch able to come through with a base hit in the last game of the season. She's got to feel a big sigh of relief. And it brings Odin Thomas up to the plate for his 4th at-bat of the game. And it will be against Quincy Word, who's tense. Quincy with tier 2 falls behind. We'll see if he gets a good pitch here. Odin Thomas. Take a ball inside. Word tense and at half stamina. Gets a fastball by him for strike 1. 1-1 count with 2 outs. Odin will loft one into right field, but it's going to hang up for Henry Fernandez. He goes 3 for 4 today, and his offense that'll be his last at-bat of the season and the year, assuming we don't experience a catastrophic here. Sky Wall comes up, and Jess Trujillo will come out for her 6th inning of work as she gets her 69th pitch as a strike, fouled back. Ball low. I don't see her going much longer in this game. Sky Wall locked in, batting .450 on the year. She'll hit one hard to left field, but that'll be an easy play for Jonah Gonzalez, out number 1. Tucker Long, 1 for 2 with a single. Fastball hitter activated for Tucker. He'll take a first pitch strike on the changeup for 83 miles an hour at the bottom of the zone. A grounder up the middle. Fernanda Branch cuts it off and goes to first, out number 2. Henry Fernandez will come up tense, 0 for 2 with a 194 average on the year. Tier 2 off-speed hitter. And we'll see if, they're going to let Jess try and go for it. 75th pitch on the way. Is popped up. Is it playable? Up against the wall, and it's going to end up bouncing off the netting for a foul. Strike 2 called. 0-2 count. Jess, she'll get that one foul. We'll see if she can get through this one and get the complete game. A grounder foul. Fernandez staying alive. 0-2 count. He pops it up. Staying alive. Jess throwing her 80th pitch now. Swing through strike 3, and that's going to end the ball game. Fernandez strikes out, and Jess Trujillo, what a performance for her. She comes back after a miserable year with the favorites in season 2 of this franchise, and she throws a complete game. She gives up 2 home runs and only 5 hits. 2 runs and 5 hits. And my God, I feel so much better about what we saw out of her. I think she can be bumped up into our number 3 spot in the rotation as we head into the playoffs, and maybe give Cairo Cohen an opportunity to avoid being put into the rotation if at all possible. The favorites had a big offensive outpour, but of course Destiny Boone, the elite closer, shows why she's so good as she shuts us out in those last 2 innings. We get 7 runs on 13 hits, For us, it's 2 runs on 5 hits for the Skullz, and that one diving play from Fernanda Branch was considered a hit, not an error, so I'm fine with that. For the Skullz, the offense was pretty quiet. Floggins with an 0 for 2 day with a sac fly, scoring one of the 2 runs. Aiden Heaves with the home run, the only other run of the game. Hits from Shaw, from Wall, from Long, and from Winkelson, who tripled and then scored on that sac fly from Esme Floggins. And the only other base runner was Aiden Heaves on a walk as well. So great job from Trujillo. We'll look at her line in a second. Our offense was lit up here today. A 2 for 4 day from Tiger Gray, had a run scored and 2 RBIs. Fernanda Branch salvaged her day with a base hit in that last at-bat against the elite closer. Odin Thomas, 3 for 4 with 2 runs scored. He probably solidified his spot as the MVP, and now we have to figure out what we're going to do in just a few minutes as we'll come back to that top 10 a little bit. RJ Solomon, great game, 2 for 3 with a home run, 3 RBIs, and 1 run scored. Jack Mars with a 2-run homer, his only hit of the day. Hits from Aaliyah Sesame, from Nick Wilkerson, who scored a run, and 2 for 3 day from Jonah Gonzalez, who scored a run. Hitless was Muhammad McCormick, but you know what? Great defense from him, and he hit the ball really well. He just got very unlucky, so I'll take it. Pitching-wise, Ramos, is advertised. He gets the loss, 2 1/3, giving up 9 hits, 5 earned runs, 1 home run, and 1 strikeout. Lopside came in, and that's why we kind of got rid of him. 1 2/3, giving up 3 hits, 2 earned runs on a home run, and 3 strikeouts. Destiny Boone lights out, 1 2/3, giving up 1 hit and striking out 3. She got tired as she had to come in the 5th inning, and Quincy Word gets 1 batter faced and 1 out for his year to end. Jess Trujillo, complete game. She gets the win. 6 innings pitched, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts, did allow a solo home run. And for the year, she drops her ERA down to 3.86. Gave me some confidence. I was really happy in what I saw from her. And top 3 are going to be RJ Solomon, Aiden Heaves, Jack Mars. And that's how the season ends for the favorites. We go 11-5. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. We will lock up the number 1 seed. We're going to drop Carl Parra's loyalty here as he is not coming back. And if he does, we're going to see if we can get him at a discount here. Yeah, he's not happy about it. Again, a win. And what do? We're going to give ourselves 2 loyalty drops in these manager moments. So sick and tired of this shit. That's going to be the end of the manager moments. And as you can see, we just have a few games left to round out the rest of the season. So I am going to simulate these before we look at anything else. We'll go ahead and simulate through quick sim. And yes, your favorites are your number 1 seed in the Yang Conference in the playoffs. It looks like the Scroungers ended up getting the number 1 seed, or I'm sorry, the division win for the Earth Division. And it's going to come down to number 3 seed will be the Rippers at a 9-7 record, but with a +9 run differential. The Protectors will get the number 4 seed, just making it into the playoffs with a +8 run differential. And you see the Burglars had the record at 9-7, but did not have the run differential. They just miss out on the playoffs. Same with the Dive Bombers and the Ungulates, both ending the year at 8-8. We can be responsible for that, for one of those losses for the Dive Bombers, which is lovely to see. And for us to win this division, really, really big, especially as we've seen the Rippers, the Burglars, and the Dive Bombers be so good for so many years. It's really nice to see us take this one from them. On the other side, number 1 seed will be the Sewer Sneaks. They stayed hot all year long, 13-3 record, a +31 run differential. They look to be the favorites heading into the playoffs. The Marauders get the Water Division with a 10-6 record. They have a +8 run differential. In the playoffs, it's going to be decided as the number 3 seed Dirt Dogs with a 9-7 record and a +16 run differential. The Maulers will make it in with a 9-7 record and a +8 run differential. Just missing the playoffs would be the Pythons and the Outlaws, both at 8-8. Are not able to be good enough to make it into the playoffs this season. So the playoff is set. Again, we'll take a look at that again in a moment. But what happened since that last game ended? Let's see. A lot of roster moves. We're not going to go through all of them. Here we go. We beat the Skullz. We'll see Wind. Oh, I was thinking about Word, the guy that we just saw from the Skullz. I'm like, how is he available? Lachlan Wind gets dropped. A reliever, good reliever there. Burpee Bond gets dropped by the Skullz. They also get rid of Jamari Gates, who we did not see in that last game. Jasmine McSticks gets dropped, an A- starter. D Ford gets dropped by the Bone Chills. We see development chances for Caro Para and Jess Trujillo. We'll take a look at those in a second, but they don't look good. Burglars are dropping. It looks like, oh, they brought in Odable to replace Vincente Vainman, so they are gearing up. Did I say they already? I can't remember. I don't think they made the playoffs, so spent some money probably trying to get into the playoffs, but they weren't able to. Rocco gets dropped by the Marauders. Word gets dropped by the Skullz. Hornblower gets dropped by the Blurs. Where Madrano gets dropped by the Bone Chills. They also get rid of Kenneth Donovan. They get rid of Norbert Perosi. Skullz get rid of Cumulo Lawrence. Ooh, that's an interesting one. Former favorite as well. Cross gets dropped by the Bone Chills, and the Skullz just getting rid of everyone now. This is crazy. And that's actually going to throw off a lot when it comes to All-Stars. Ooh. I didn't even think, I've never even considered that. Well, we go with who's on the team. So the Skullz and the Bone Chills probably won't have very good All-Stars in this next All-Star matchup. Trigger Overlord. Starter from the Below Zeros. What a name. He gets dropped. Development for Victor Simmons. Don't think we'll do that. Elias Hensley gets let go. And Destiny Boone gets dropped by the Bone Chill, or the Skullz. That's a lot of moves. We'll take a look at the... Actually, let's do it right now. Is there anybody we could potentially bring in? I'd look to replace Eliana Chambers as a defensive bench bat. See if there's anybody. Let's try and set it like this. And see if there's anybody we can afford. Low contact, not interested. Marcel Hornblower, we couldn't afford. Wade Ivy was the guy we were looking at. We won't be able to afford him. We'll take a look at if there's anybody else we can replace him with in a second. And Buffums, no thanks. Dupree, no thanks. Can't afford. No. Severs Homebrew, low contact, no thank you. Can't afford. Beetle Stevens, RBI 0 and Whifford, no thank you. John Rios. Same power as Chambers, but way lower contact. And then Norbert Perosi here. Interesting, but we definitely wouldn't be able to afford him. Yeah, as I think we wouldn't get rid of Eliana Chambers. And yeah, I want to keep Dash as our defender. Our infield seems fine. And we're not going to get rid of Muhammad McCormick. So our offense is set. Pitching-wise, the only thing I can consider is, like, we bring in Carl Parra above... Nope, we didn't. We brought in Avery Connor above his price point. If we were to get rid of any of these guys... I guess it might have been... it might be Waldo Ho. Only because he's an Elite Four seam along with Jericho House, along with Avery Connor. So it's a bit redundant. We could bring in another starter to replace Waldo Ho, and that would allow us to be able to push Cairo back into the bullpen. So let's see what starter options we have. There's only a few starters here, so not a lot of options. Start at the bottom and work our way up. So we have Evergreen we could afford. He would have gets ahead. He's a lefty. He would have clutch. In the playoffs, that's interesting. But he's disciplined. We couldn't do it. Same thing with Grayson Finley. Let's go Thicket. We wouldn't be able to bring her in because she's crafty. Clark Cohen, we can't afford. I don't know if we want to bring him back in. Colton Blackburn, we can't afford. Again, I don't know if I'd want to bring him in. Jasmine McSticks, yeah, all these are too expensive. Looking at long relievers, Fernando Woolmate, don't want to do it, couldn't do it. Collins Angeles, we could do it, but I don't want to. Four-seam slider, changeup, K neglector, Wild Thing, too many bad trades. Burpee Bond, can't afford. Beast Magana, can't afford. Swing Barnstormer, and D Ford. Let's see what bringing in somebody to replace Avery Connor would look like. Can't afford, can't afford, can't afford, can't afford, can't afford. No, we're not going to bring in escrow. And like we said with the other two, we can't. Can't afford, can't afford. Just can't afford. Can't, won't, and won't. So no luck there. Although, no, I still think it makes more sense to have Cairo as our fourth starter and hope that if we can do really well, we can avoid needing the fourth starter. If you remember back to one of our outlaw runs, we had Vincente Moon as our fourth starter and we didn't even use him. Same thing with Lily Dubs. She had one year where she didn't even start, I think. But it's not looking like we have. I guess I didn't even look at our other reliever options here. Can't afford, can't afford, can't afford, can't afford, can't afford. Chase Ocean, not interested. Clint Brock, intriguing, a lefty, but a four-seam curveball slider. Be cheaper, but actually free up a little bit of money here. We would lose some accuracy, we would gain some velocity, and we would lose one junk. I still think Waldo Ho offsets this because of the trait, the elite four-seam fastball. We could afford Lewis Calhoun, but not interesting there. Can't afford him. We wouldn't bring him in. Of course, as much as we'd love to have Destiny Boone, we definitely can't bring him in. Yeah, so we can't make any roster moves. That's fine with me. I think this team is set. Let's check player development. I know I'm leading you on. I'm waiting until we can get to a point where we can see the top 10. That's the last thing I want to look at, and the players' stats for the team. I'm excited, but I am going to wait on that as long as I can. Not doing this for Carl. We could do this for Emerson. It'd be everything that we have, pretty much. Jess Trujillo, we're not going to have her chance lose rally stopper right before the playoffs. That'd be dumb. I don't like the idea of risking losing or getting walk prone at tier 3 for Victor. Jericho House, same thing. We don't want to get Wild Thing. Sullivan Reddier, we won't be able to afford this, so we can't do it. So I think the one that makes the most sense is let's buy this one for Emerson Bauer. 1 accuracy, 1 velocity, chance for 3 more accuracy, and a 5th pitch would be huge for her. She's going to be very reliable for us in the bullpen in the playoffs. 1 accuracy, 1 velocity, chance for 3 more. We don't get it. Can we get that 5th pitch, the 2-seam fastball? We won't get it. So that's okay. She gets a little bit better heading into the playoffs. That's fine with me. It will be a reset on everything, but I am going to be trusting her a lot in the playoffs. All right, so we did all that. Let's take a look at the team stats really quick, and then we'll look at league leaders. So, offensively, I could say this was a successful year for Tiger Gray. A downgrade from last year for sure. Power numbers, RBI was about the same. His average was lower. His OPS was lower. His total bases were lower. That's okay, because I think he still was really good for us. And I think if he was lower in the lineup, then I think he probably looks a little bit better in the RBI category. He still had 23 hits, which is great. So I am happy with Tiger Gray. I wish I would have seen a little bit more pop out of his bat, but it's fine. Fernanda Branch, what a phenomenal year for her. 21 hits. She had a 457 average, 2 home runs, 8 RBIs. She held up so well for us. She struck out way more than I would have liked, but I thought she was great for us. Odin Thomas, We're going to talk more about him in just a second. What a breakout year for him. Looking back at the rest of this, his career, big jump from season two and a huge jump from season three. A 431 average, had 43 total bases, three doubles, and six home runs. Elite for him. He did not walk once. He did strike out 8 times, but that's pretty much average for him. He didn't attempt to steal, no errors. Great year. He's going to be a cornerstone for years to come. RJ Solomon, I'm pretty happy with what I saw out of him. 14 for 31. He played in 12 games, 452 average, 24 total bases. Love that. Jack Mars, fine. I expected more out of him, but he didn't like let me down. I just wish I would have gotten a little bit more out of him. Aaliyah Sesame, really reliable this year, batting 333. That's really consistent. 3 home runs and 7 RBIs. I'm fine with that. Yeah, fine with that overall. Jonah Gonzalez was a drop off from year one pretty substantially. Went from 27 hits last year to 7 hits. That's a huge drop off. 4 less games, yes, but way less production, and that is hard to swallow. We'll have to figure out what next year looks like and how he does in the playoffs here. Muhammad McCormick, we got what we expected out of him offensively. He was a great defensive weapon for us, so I'm fine with that. Nick Wilkerson, again, 1 step forward, 2 steps back. I don't know what to say about him, but very disappointed as he was an all-star last year. He was a huge drop-off altogether. I guess 13 for 45 compared to the 12 for 42. Yeah, it's not a huge drop-off in average, but the OPS went down, and I was really frustrated in what I saw from him this year. So I hope he turns it on in the playoffs. If he doesn't, we probably are going to save some money by looking in a different direction, but we still have not found a solid center fielder for us for the long haul. Sorry about that. I was trying to check the time and push the wrong button. Okay, we're still decent on time, so still have a few minutes. Sullivan, disappointed in you, man. You need to figure it out. He's been a decent defender, but he even had an error this year, and that was really hard to watch. Cora Bobbert was okay. I expected a little more out of her, especially with the Ace Exterminator trait, but she was fine. Dash Boyd, not an offensive weapon, and Eliana Chambers, we didn't really give her a chance. She had 1 game she started, and she did not play well. And we really didn't rely on her, and the AI did not bring her in as a pinch runner or pinch hitter like I expected them to. So that's offensively. Pitching-wise, Asher Garcia, one of the most elite offensive or pitching years of anyone's career. He did get handed a loss, but it was not to his fault. It was our offense that couldn't get it going. And I believe that was the first game of the year against the Dive Bombers with Reeve Blackwell as our defender. Victor Simmons, honestly, he gave up 10 earned runs, but he pitched so well for us. He struck out 22. A 4.91 ERA does not look good on paper, but he got 4 wins and 4 starts. So you got to give him something for there. And I feel really confident with him as a number 2 starter. Cairo Cohen had to be forced to start in 2 games. He only showed up in 4 games total. That's really interesting. He gave up 4 earned runs. His last start was the worst outing of his year, but he still pitched really well. And I wish we could push him into the bullpen, but I think he's going to be our starter, our 4th starter. So we'll see how that goes. Jess Trujillo, she just came in for that last start and was phenomenal. We already saw that earlier today, so I'm not going to drag that on anymore, but hoping she can carry that into the playoffs. Avery Connor pitched well for us. Waldo Ho, limited appearances, but did really well. Carl Parra and Waldo Ho both pitched really well. Our bullpen was really, really, really great. Jericho House, limited appearances again, but pitched really well. And Emerson Bauer, one of the best signings I could have ever made. 9 1/3 innings in 8 games. Got 3 saves, gave up 1 earned run total, allowed 9 hits and 2 walks, but struck out 9. And she pitched really well for us. It was only that late in the season where she started to give up a few extra hits and that home run. So I feel confident about the entire team here. We really don't have an opportunity to upgrade anywhere. So that's the team stats. as you've been waiting for, let's take a look at the league leaders. And Asher and Odin, number 1 and 2. Oh, that feels so good. We have 2 of the MVPs coming from our team. Asher Garcia with his second Cy Young, which is incredible. And I am going to pull this. When he got the Cy Young last time, let me see. I believe that was in season 3. Oop, I almost dropped my... Sorry about that. One second. I believe that was season 3 of the Chem Lock League, back when we were with the Outlaws. He was... Let's see, the MVP, and he was the number 3 player. Ed Guerrero was number 1, and then, of course, Forrest Ponce was number 2. That bastard. But Asher Garcia was number 3, so he wasn't the best player overall, but he was the best pitcher, of course. And, yeah, so we are... we have 2 MVPs. Oh, man, that's so exciting. And even Fernanda Branch snuck in there at number 9 with that last 1-for-4 day that she had. So love to see that. Batting average, Fernanda number 3, Tiger number 6, and Odin number 7. Home runs goes to Odin. He ended up getting, I guess he's tied for, well, there's a handful of batters that have hit 7 home runs. Last year, was it Archie Barton hit 8 home runs. That took the record for home runs in a season. Jack Marr snuck in at number 10 there with 3. And then Odin Thomas leads the league in batting or RBIs. Fernanda number 2 in on base, tied for number 1 actually, in on base at 500. Slugging goes to Odin. Number 2 in OPS goes to Odin with the 1.275, just behind top long stroke, and Fernanda sneaks in there at number 10. Great production year for her. Tiger with 23 hits, ties for the league lead. Odin with 22, Fernanda 21, and Jack with 18. Odin with 9 extra base hits, just behind Mr. Ingrown. Nobody in the strikeout category. Love to see that. Runs scored, you can see a handful of players there. No one in the stolen base category. Nick got caught stealing twice, tied for the league lead. Aaliyah got caught once, but that was on a hit and run that just absolutely failed. 4 wins for Victor is tied for the league lead. Asher sneaks into the ERA category at number 8. Emerson with 3 saves is tied for second. Asher with whip at 0.86 is 10th. Doesn't make it into the OBA category. 33 strikeouts for Asher Garcia leads the league, and I think breaks the record for most in a season. And Sullivan Curry sneaks into the strikeout number 2, right past Victor Simmons. Sullivan with his 4th start must have been an elite one. I can't remember. I think we were looking at him in the last game, but I can't remember how many strikeouts he needed to be able to pass him, but apparently he did it. Leading the league in strikeouts per 9 innings is Asher. Victor on the list there. Walks per 9 goes to 3 of our pitchers, Asher, Victor, and Cairo. And then Asher strikeouts per walk, 32. Victor at number 3 on the list, and Cairo sneaks in at 10. And that's your top 10. So what do we do? Of course, we're going to go over to these players. I still haven't, I'm still ahead of recording, so I haven't heard your feedback, but if there's anything you can think of that comes up for what you'd want to do for Asher to give him the MVP for the second time, please let me know. But my idea for now, so this is what I will do, but I will be willing to change this if necessary, is I'm actually going to add another color here. It'll be 8. Everything's going to be black. So we get the blackout. That is going to be what we give him for the second MVP of his career. I think that's a pretty clean look. But again, open to your considerations. The only thing I want you to keep in mind is that we want to do our best to make it so that it is translatable to any other team. So if you can think of something, please let me know. But Asher Garcia getting the black glove treatment now, as he, yeah, that looks really good. What if his other gear here? We'll leave all that. Yeah, really happy with Asher Garcia. Second MVP of his career, this time number 1 in the MVP voting. So that's going to be Asher. And of course, Odin Thomas gets the same treatment, but this is his first time. So, sorry, I went to the wrong one there. So, of course, he is going to get the white glove treatment here. So, there we go, there we go, there we go. Put that at 7 for everything. We have, for the first time, we get an MVP from both sides, the offense and the defense. It was super exciting. We're working on getting through this. And make this white. We don't change the gear. We just change the colors the best we can. So you will keep that off-white color here, but everything else will be white. And Odin Thomas, your offensive MVP, and number 2, just behind Asher Garcia. So that's super exciting. I'm very, very happy with this team. So next up, as we typically do, we will be heading into the off season. But before we do that, we will have an all-star game. I will go around the league. I will find the players that earned the all-star appearance from their respective teams. We'll do one pitcher, one batter from each team. There will likely be 2 extra batters. That'll just be the best offensive options from any of these teams. So that'll be what's next on the docket. I am so excited about this team. We'll take a look at the league standings to finish things off. Your favorites get the number 1 spot, followed by the Scroungers, the Rippers, and Protectors in the Yang Conference. Sewer Sneaks, the number 1 spot, followed by the Marauders, the Dirt Dogs, and the Maulers. We made the playoffs, folks. We did it. Let's go ahead and see what the All-Star game has in store for us before we head to the playoffs. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you all next time. Bye, everybody.